Hey fellow RVers, Steve and Rennie here with RV Site to Site. And so we wanted to kind of give you a little bit of our history with RVs. But it started back about 50 years ago before we actually got RVs. And we were tent camping on Kerr Lake.
Well, we had the babies. They were young, little toddlers. And actually our son was just a baby. And we'd go camping. We put up a tent and I guess we had electric because we put a fan in there to keep it cool.
Right.
And we just take them down to the water, and we enjoyed it. We had people go with us. We had some family go with us, and we had a good time.
Yeah, we went someplace. Your brother actually had an RV.
Yeah, he had
at that time, and we'd set up beside of him in our tent.
Yeah, we went with Tom and Georgianne too, and they would tent camp with us.
Yeah. So anyhow, we had a really good time doing that, but you know, as time went on, we got to the point where we wanted an RV. Mm-hmm. And so after several years actually of tent camping, we decided to start looking at RVs. And it just so happened that there was a local RV dealership that needed a sign. And so he had an old camper there that he would be willing to trade for the sign.
Yeah.
And so
at that time we had a business that was electric signs.
That's right. We did signs at that time. And so anyway, so we got this 1970 Nomad camper. This was in about probably 1983. So it was already 13 years old. And so we took it to Green Acres campground, which is, you know, about 20 miles from us.
Nice little campground.
Yeah, a nice campground. So we thought the kids might enjoy that, the playground and different things like that. I think he even had paddle boats and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
And so we set them up, and they really enjoyed it. I don't think you enjoyed it too much.
No, I didn't like that camper, you know, and I can't even hardly remember that camper except for the pictures that we took. I think we only took it out one time.
Yeah, that's true, because there was a problem with that camper. Now, our kids enjoyed it, you know. Our daughter, she slept in the lower bunk, and our little boy slept in the top bunk, and they were having a great time.
Yeah, they had a good time.
And they didn't realize all the things that we were having to deal with. And one of those was I literally stepped my foot through the floor in the bathroom. So that was not fun.
No.
We decided right then that this was not the camper for us. And actually, I found someone, he asked me how I was enjoying the camper, and I told him about it. And he said, well, I'll be happy to buy it from you because I can fix it.
Yeah, he said he knew how to fix it, said it wouldn't be a problem for him.
So we were happy to let him have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would be actually quite a while before we got another camper. Well, it would be 9 years before we bought another camper, and that was in 1993.
Yes.
We bought a brand new 1993 Prowler. It was 35 feet long, and it had no slides.
No.
But at that time, hardly any of the campers had slides.
Yeah.
And we
loved it.
Oh,
we
yeah.
loved it.
It was a great camper. We never, ever had any problem with it.
No.
We had about probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. And we took it everywhere.
Yeah.
We took it to Pennsylvania and
to Canada.
We took it, all over the place.
Yeah, to the lake lots of times.
Yeah, we took it to the lake a lot. Anyway, but I remember the trip to...
I think that was our last trip with it.
Yeah, to Pennsylvania.
To Pennsylvania.
We pulled it with the Suburban so everybody could ride. Yeah. And that was our son and his girlfriend at the time. They've been married now for years. And it was also our daughter and her husband and their little baby. And I'd actually fixed a bunk in that one. But we all rode together in that Suburban pulling that 35-foot travel trailer.
Yep.
And
went to Pennsylvania. Had a really good time.
We really did.
And that park is still a beautiful park.
Oh yeah, it's called Country Acres.
Yeah.
And we absolutely love that, and we still go back now almost every year.
Yeah.
We really love Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Oh, by the way, I would keep it at my home in Greenville, and so we set up actually full hookups there for it.
We had we had a fence around the yard.
Yeah, we had a big wooden fence around the yard, and so that camper was really, really nice. And well, the next camper we got was a Coachman, and that was 2003 Spirit of America.
I didn't like that camper.
No, you didn't like that camper.
We didn't keep it long.
No, we didn't keep it long, and it was actually looked pretty good on the outside, but the inside was so dark, and that's
and it wasn't. I just didn't like the way it was laid out.
Right. So anyway, we didn't keep that one long, and actually we kept it for less than a year. We got a 2004 Park model. Now, at that time, we were selling real estate, waterfront property, and so we took it to a location where we were selling property and set it up there in a small park. And but one thing that we didn't realize was the slide out, which was manual. It developed a leak around it, and we didn't realize that the wood was rotting.
We didn't have it very long either.
No, we had it a year. And
we had it on the water, though. It
Right.
was on the water there, and
Right.
in a nice little area.
Right.
But we didn't know about that. I mean, they had come and set it up for us, and but we decided we didn't like having something that we couldn't take other places.
Right.
And so we decided to sell that and traded it in.
We traded in on a 2005 AX6.
Right.
And that thing was something.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was really nice.
Really nice.
And I'll just show you a few pictures of it while we're talking here. But it had 4 slides on it.
Fifth wheel.
It was a fifth wheel, big, heavy fifth wheel. I think one of the things we liked about it is the first one we ever seen that had an island in it.
Yeah.
And 4 slides. The
really nice big bedroom.
Yeah.
That you walked up to, and it had a dressing table with a sink in it.
Yeah.
In that camper. It was just really, really nice.
It was. It had a thing I liked about it was the fireplace and 2 great big real swivel rockers, not the type you get in campers today, but I'm talking about real swivel rockers. And so that was nice. And but we didn't keep it very long, actually.
No.
We saw a motorhome, and that when we saw that motorhome, we went ahead and traded it in on the motorhome, and one of the reasons was because the guy was actually willing to give us more for the AX6 than what we paid for it.
Yeah.
And so we got the motorhome, and actually we loved that pretty well too.
Oh yeah, we liked that real well. We went across country in that.
Yeah, we saw pretty much every place: the Grand Canyon, the Petrified Forest. We saw the Painted Desert. We saw Meteor Crater. We camped in Albuquerque. We were really all over with that.
Oh yeah.
Enjoyed it for quite a few years actually. And then along the recession hit, the Great Recession hit, and nobody went hardly anywhere.
No.
Then at that time, and so we kept it parked for quite a while in storage, and some guy came along. We decided to sell it, and some guy came along and he wanted it. He really liked it. And with our RVs, almost every one that we have, they smell brand new.
Yeah.
No matter how long we keep them, because for one thing, we don't cook in them, and so that cooking can create some smells and odors in an RV that kind of ages it a little bit. And so all of our RVs always smelled like brand new. And except for that first one we had, which
we didn't
smelled old when we got it.
Yeah, we didn't do that to it.
And there's nothing worse than an old smelling RV.
That's right.
And so we got rid of the motorhome, and the next one.
Okay, after we sold the motorhome, it was 9 more years before we bought another camper.
Yeah, and that was a 2018 Palomino, brand new. We researched on RV Trader.
Well, how it came about, Steve wanted to go to his home state of West Virginia and he wanted to take some pictures of their home place that he and his dad had actually built the home up there, and they had a 100-acre farm, and so his dad was getting elderly and couldn't travel, so his dad and mom, and so we decided, he said, I'd like to go up there, take some pictures of the home place and everything so Dad could see it, how it is now. And I told him at that time we had gone on a trip to Florida, and we had run into a bunch of bed bugs. And so I told him, that was when you were hearing about them all over the place. And so, and this was a really, really nice hotel.
Yeah.
That 5-star that we were going to be staying at. And our daughter and her husband had gone up before us to visit some friends. And she called us and said, do not come here. We've gone in there, we were checking in, and all the rooms that we were checking into had bed bugs.
Right.
And she had actually been there before with a pageant that she had gone to and said it was just extremely nice. And so anyway, she called us, said, I've got to find us some other place because we can't stay here. So anyway, we got through that. But when Steve said something about going to West Virginia, I said, I would love to do that, but you're going to have to buy a camper because I want to sleep in my own bed. And so anyway, I said, just get a little one right now. We don't need anything major. Just go up there. So we researched it and ordered one.
Yeah.
From
it was actually in Iowa. And
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne RV Center.
Yeah.
And so they were willing to, of course, we paid for it, and then we advanced them the money to ship it. But we decided we would meet the guy who would be delivering it in West Virginia, where we would be camping there. And so he got caught up in some traffic and rain and all kinds of stuff. And so he actually showed up at 2 o'clock in the morning. We had never seen that camper before, and hadn't actually set one up for 9 years. And so anyhow, we had to do we had to do that at night, and we worked it out, and we kept it for a little while. But
it was really, really pretty, really a cute, well laid out for a small camper.
Here's some photos.
But when ordering it online and never having seen it, we didn't realize how small it was.
Yeah.
And so when we got it, we said, this is really cute, this is really nice, but it's too small for us.
I found out that it was actually only 7 feet wide, not 8 feet wide. It did have a slide out. And it was nice. I mean, quite a bit of storage, actually.
Yeah.
But we soon realized that we had the camping or RV bug again, and we decided that, it's time for us to find a bigger, more comfortable RV.
Yeah.
And that's what led us to one that we absolutely loved. We did some research, and we found out we liked Grand Design.
Yeah, we had heard about it.
It was kind of new for us, especially. We had not heard about it except during the research, and so we looked at floor plans and decided that.
Well, we had looked at a few others around because we have some camping centers around us. We just couldn't find anything that we really liked.
Right.
And so he said, well, we need to check out this Grand Design.
And so we started looking, and we checked with RV Trader. Found one that was almost brand new. I mean, it literally was like a couple months old.
And he'd only pulled it 300 miles.
Right. But he decided he wanted a bigger one.
Right.
And so he wanted a fifth wheel and to go full time in it. And so we showed up just at the right time, got it at a very good price. And that turned out to be one of the nicest RVs that we've ever had.
Yeah.
We had no problems with it whatsoever.
No, had it 4 years.
Yeah, we had it 4 years. We bought it in 2019 and just sold it just recently to buy the one we're in right now. Now, the one we're in right now is one that is amazing.
Yeah.
I can see why the Grand Design Reflection 337 is the most popular RV out there. It is because the floor plan is just about perfect. It has plenty of room, not too big, but big enough. And of course, I've done some modifications on it. You can look at another video and see the modifications we've done. But I'll tell you what, I think this will probably be one that we're going to keep for a long time. It's sort of like that 35 footer that we had.
Yeah.
And it's amazing actually that this one's like 36 feet.
Yeah.
But it's roomier. It has big slides and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so we absolutely love it. So anyway, that's kind of our 50-year history of owning RVs and our camping experiences. And so I would advise you, if you have the time and you can round up the money, that you would get yourself an RV. And if you haven't already, get out there and start traveling. We're finding some really nice places to travel, and we've got a few more to go in the future. I've got a lot on my bucket list.
Yeah.
And so anyway, stay with us and stay tuned. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you would. We would really appreciate that. And make some comments. I try to answer every comment that anybody makes. And so we really appreciate you tuning in today. And I hope that you'll have some great RVing experiences. So until the next time, may the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.